These are the SoundPeats Space headphones, which were sent to me for the purpose of making this video. I have been using these headphones for a few days now, so I have some thoughts. At the moment of making this video, depending on the color that you choose, the SoundPeats Space will set you back between $46 and $54 US. Now, I will leave affiliate links in the description down below, but if you want to get the best price possible, make sure that you vet it before you get it. 𝚭𝚭 is a free browser extension that lets you rest assured that you are getting the best deal possible on any given product you want to buy on Amazon as well as other stores. It gives you a price history and can even let you know if now is a good time to purchase or if you should probably wait for a discount based on past trends. 𝚭𝚭's AI scans the reviews and summarizes the pros and cons that stand out most commonly. It works on Chrome-based browsers, Firefox, Safari, and now there's even a mobile app that makes shopping so much easier. Now, I am not sponsored by 𝚭𝚭, but I do get a kickback if you decide to install the free extension or download the free app. There is no additional cost to you, only potential savings. So it's a win-win. Check the link in the description so you can vet it before you get it. I know that looks are subjective, but I think that these are very good looking headphones. As you can see, I have the white variant and I like that it has some silver accents, for example for the logo. The headband and ear cups have a very soft cushions covered in some sort of leather-like material. The ear cups swivel enough so that you can rest them on your chest or on a flat surface. Now, because they only swivel that much one way, which is fine, like I said, if you want to rest them on your chest, but laying them down on a desk requires that you kind of flip them over, and that's kind of awkward to me. You can get around that by having the headband point towards you, but that feels just a little bit unnatural to me. Maybe it's just me. Each ear cup has left and right indicators with a font that looks kind of handwritten. It's really nice. The right ear cup has a multifunction button to turn them on or off, control the music playback, answer or hang up, or even reject calls, trigger the voice assistant, or toggle the gaming mode. It also has a volume rocker and a 3.5mm auxiliary port. More on this later. The left ear cup has the active noise cancelling button, the ANC button, and the USB-C charging port, and also an LED status light. This light turns white whenever the active noise cancelling or pass-through functions are on, and it turns red when it's charging. By the way, the battery life on this is nothing short of amazing. It's rated at 123 hours of playback time. Of course, using ANC or pass-through modes will lower that a bit, and of course, it also depends on the volume that you play them at. But in ideal conditions, if you do use these headphones for about 8 hours per day, you may be able to go without charging for up to 15 days. That's insane. Oh, and remember I mentioned that auxiliary port? Well, as soon as you plug in your auxiliary cable, the headphones will turn off and they are powered directly by the aux signal. This means that you can use them indefinitely as wired headphones. Now, I know what you're wondering. Joe, what if I want to use ANC or pass-through modes while listening through the auxiliary cables? I press the button and nothing happens. Well, I'm glad you asked. At first, I thought that you had to give up on the active noise cancelling or the pass-through functions when using the aux cable because pressing the ANC button does nothing. But then I read the manual. Yes, RTFM. Read the fantastic manual. Turns out, if you are using the aux cable and you long press the ANC button, you will engage the active noise cancelling. Pressing the ANC button then toggles between ANC and pass-through modes. You can long press it again if you want to turn them off, or in other words, use the original mode. How cool is that? One caveat though, you do give up on the volume control when using the auxiliary button, even if you activate the noise cancelling or the pass-through modes. Now, by now you must be wondering about the most important feature of these headphones, the sound. Of course, sound can be a little bit subjective, but I believe these sound really good for the price. I've listened to several different genres and I find them to be very well balanced all around. The bass, the vocals, the highs, they are all present. If anything, all three ranges do lack a little bit of detail, but you can sort of make that up by installing the SoundPeats app and trying out the adaptive EQ, the presets, or even your own custom EQ. The adaptive EQ is set by having the app run a test, which consists of it playing notes at several frequencies, and you tell the app when you can listen to each frequency, if at all. I had tested this before with the SoundPeats clear earbuds and it worked pretty well, but for some reason the result was actually terrible when using the SoundPeats Space. I ran the test twice just to make sure, but the results were pretty much the same. Like I mentioned, there is the option to set your own custom EQ, but I found the rock and roll preset to sound really great to me. PSA. The test raises the volume to max level, so make sure that you lower it back before testing the EQ results, because these headphones are loud, really loud. The active noise cancelling is what you would expect at this range. Most of the noise around you is muffled out, and you do get the best results, of course, when you play music while having the ANC engaged. If you need to focus on your work or study, the SoundPeats Space will do a decent job at blocking out the ambient noise. If, on the other hand, you want to listen to your music but you still need to be aware of your surroundings, then the pass-through mode also does a pretty decent job. If you're listening to music, you probably won't be able to hear what people are saying to you, but you will hear that somebody is trying to talk to you, which is likely enough to most people. If you pause the music playback, then you will be able to hear people talking to you very, very clearly. In fact, listening to someone using the pass-through mode is almost like not wearing the headphones at all, which I thought was pretty cool. One caveat worth mentioning is that while pass-through does a great job with voices, it tends to also accentuate background noises such as fans, air conditioners, and other devices with humming noises. So there's that to keep in mind. One thing that surprised me was that engaging the active noise cancelling or pass-through modes does not really affect the tone of the music, like at all. I have tested other ANC headphones at this price range, and the tone of the music is often very much affected when enabling or disabling ANC. Sometimes on some headphones it may sound better, the music, and on others it may sound worse depending on whether or not you have ANC active. The sound is just different with the modes on or off. But on the SoundPeats Space, the music will sound great regardless of which mode you use. Now, I have been very happy with my time using the SoundPeats Space. The sound quality is pretty decent for the price. They are very comfortable and lightweight. They look good. I know it's subjective, but I think they look good. They have amazing battery life, and the sound is customizable with the SoundPeats app, so even if you don't like it out of the box how it sounds, you can still tweak it to your own liking. They are also very, very loud, so that means that they are very easy to drive. You will not need a DAC or an amp when using it on wired mode. And the ANC and pass-through modes offer pretty decent performance for the price. There are of course things that I would like to see improved. The audible alerts, for example. When you start-stop playback, when you activate ANC, pass-through, or normal modes, they tend to interrupt playback. So if you're listening to a podcast or an audiobook, you may have to go back a few seconds to listen what you missed. The adaptive EQ just did not work for me. I don't know if it's Lemon or if it's firmware, which I did update by the way. I don't know if it's only with these particular headphones because, like I mentioned, the SoundPeats Clear did work great with the adaptive EQ, but I don't know, it just didn't work for me. And overall, I think that the sound could be just a little bit more detailed in each of the frequencies. It's not bad, but for the price, I think it's actually really, really good. But it can still be improved, details, clarity. And I think that's it. There's not much that I didn't like about the SoundPeats Space, and yet there's a lot to love about them. I think that these are really good for the price. This review was made using a retail sample provided by SoundPeats. No money was exchanged, no talking points were given, and SoundPeats did not get to approve any of the material that I created. All opinions are my own. If you would like to see my review on the SoundPeats Clear earbuds, then make sure to click right here. This is it for now. I hope that you found this video helpful. Thank you for watching this far, and I really hope to see you on the next one. Until then, may God bless you.